There's nothing to get nervous about. I mean, team hasn't been selected. It's out of my control. I can just make sure my game is in order, and you know what? There's nothing more I can do really. So, but sometimes the wicket looks green, but there's a bit of moisture, and maybe the variation of spin, comes into play as well. Well, to be honest, it's nice to just have an opportunity to partake in a good series. I don't think you ever get the vote of confidence as a spinner in South Africa, but you just got to make use of your opportunity and just enjoy every test you play for your country. Yeah, I think when you pull a bowl behind the number 1 and 2 test ranked bowlers in the world, I don't think eyes are going to be lighting up when Morne Morkel comes on. I think it's when the poor spinner comes on. So it's something that, it's nothing new when playing for South Africa. They always look to target me, and I have reasonable success when people have tried to target me. So I just got to be smart about the way I go about my things, and I can't control what the opposition want to do. That's entirely up to them. I don't know. I think that's more Davey that likes to have a chat. But no, I just like to encourage my teammates, whether they see it as a chip on my shoulder. That's probably their issues. But at the end of it, I like to encourage my teammates all the time. And if that rubs the opposition up the wrong way, then that's so be it. But generally, my teammates like me just having a chat with them and supporting them on the field. Yeah, of course, you have to have a laugh. This game is high pressurized enough. You have to have a laugh about these things. And, if I know any of the Australians have a word, it's all in good spirit. Whatever happens on the park, you leave it on the park, and, hopefully we can have a drink after and laugh about it. I try hard every game of cricket I play. It's whether that's seen as mentally tough or rub the opposition up the wrong way. I like to try my best and challenge myself, and that's all I can do. Whatever they do from there in, that's entirely up to them, and whatever people say about me or whatever, that's entirely their opinion too. So I just try and enjoy my cricket, play it hard, and that's the way we grew up playing our cricket. I don't think your game plan ever changes as a spinner. I think it's the same thing. You try and spin the ball hard, land it on a good length, and whatever the batter decides to do. If he decides to whack it out of the park for 6, that's his problem. If it runs past 1 and stumped, that's happy days for me. So that game plan doesn't really change too much against a spinner. Maybe the field changes in terms of what you trying to do, but in terms of the way you bowl, that doesn't really change much. Yeah, I think when you play in South Africa, you get accustomed to the wickets not really turning. So it's nothing new. You just have to set pretty clever fields and try and create pressure with your field placings. And if it does do that, generally the batters can become very frustrated whether the wicket's turning or not. Then you have a chance. So that's the only thing I've really learned about playing in South Africa and playing in wickets that aren't too spin friendly. Yeah, it's nice, but it's all in the past, It's always great to play against Australia. It's a great occasion. I think they play the cricket similarly to the way we try and play it, so it's always going to be hard, competitive. And, obviously, beating them away from home was very big, but we haven't beaten them at home either, so that's something that this team wants to do and do it, badly. Yeah, it's a massive blow, Shane is a quality cricketer. He's a guy that can take the game away from me with bat or ball. He's shown he's had reasonable success in South Africa with the ball and with the bat. So yeah, he'll be a massive loss for them. But whoever they replace him with, if you're being selected in an Australian Test squad, you should be pretty good and be able to step up to the plate when it's required for your team. No, I think they'll probably go for the all-rounder personally. I mean, it's the only option. You don't want to leave yourself short in South Africa. They're only having 3 seam bowling options. If one breaks down, you never know. You're only stuck with 2. So, personally, I think they'll go for the all-rounder. I think it's probably a fair assessment. I think spinners are going to have to play a role in the last 2 tests, probably more so than the first one. But also in saying that, the seam bowlers have been pretty consistent at those 2 venues in terms of reverse swing and all that. But we're not looking too far ahead. I think. I'm sure Nathan Lyon and myself would like to go unnoticed and picking up our 2-3 wickets here every game, every innings if we can. So, but in saying that, we're going to have to play a role at some point in the series for sure. I've always admired Nathan Lyon as a bowler. He's a quality bowler, quality performer. He's played fantastically for Australia for a long time now. Maybe the Ashes series in England would have been a bit different if they picked him in the first, 2 tests in England. So, yeah, he's a world-class bowler. you know, there's not really much more you can say. Sometimes the guys that do that role get underestimated, and you know, when they're underestimated, that's probably when they're at their most dangerous. So hopefully even I can play a part at some point.